So I thought it might be a cool idea to do a bit of a base tour, a bit of a showcase as to what we've got to so far in this wipe. The wipes on these servers don't last long, a week or two, and we're about halfway into this one. So the biggest tribes on here will probably be getting a little bit bored soon and impatient. So there's every chance that we could get attacked, and we don't have many people. There's 2, sometimes 3 of us on here, so we do have some offline hours. So I want to show you what we've done really, because I haven't really documented everything, but I thought I'd show you off the design, let you know what's been good about it, what's been bad about it. I'm sure I would have shown you guys previously, we did survive one big attack from a, well, what was one of the biggest tribes on here. I was quite impressed with how we managed to survive that, and we used a technique in particular which I think is really difficult to actually get around, and we're going to go into that a little bit later on when we look inside. But if you watch that video, I might have mentioned it in there. I'm not sure yet, I haven't quite edited it. So we've gone for a 6x6 design here. Actually, I started off on another location over there with a 4x4, but that got raided because apparently I left my door open and didn't realize it overnight, so someone barreled in. Really stupid, I guess, and really strange, but it happened. So I joined my buddy Drix here, who'd been building this, and luckily he'd built a slightly bigger base. I'd wanted to build a bigger base than I did last time. Obviously on Extinction I built a 4x4 and it wasn't really big enough. So to be fair, for the most part this is his design, but it's just basically the same as all of our bases, but this one is slightly bigger. Interesting strat, we've got quite a lot of internal turrets here. Here you can see, like, in each corner there is what, 8 turrets on each of these hatch frames on each level. We found it's really good to do that. Every time we've raided and there's internal turrets, it is extremely difficult to just go in there without having to soak again, because the generators are either so hard to find or they're hard to demolish. Now the generators here, I'm not going to show you where they are, but there are quite a lot of generators in this area and they're not all obvious. So even if someone comes in and blows what is the obvious generators, a lot of the turrets are still going to be powered. And I feel like that's one of the keys on this server, because generators are so easy to hide and they are wireless. It is well worth putting multiple around that will cover them all. So yeah, that's quite cool, and nothing too fancy or different about this inside area. Actually, it's quite unorganized compared to how I have mine, but we've basically got almost everything in our vaults here, and we've got our cryo fridges there. Yeah, nothing too fancy to talk about. We do have these tech elevators which are absolutely awesome. You might have seen me use these in other videos, but you can just press space to go up a level and you can press C to go down a level, which is just so nice and way better than using ladders. Now on this level we have the tech Forcefield and the tech transmitter. In all honesty, barely ever use the tech transmitter. Obviously it's a really good way of quickly getting to another server, but at the same time you can use a drop, and we haven't actually gotten to that many of the other servers. Now you might be interested in why we've got the tech Forcefield here instead of on the bottom level, and I'll show you just quickly by going outside. So the tech Forcefield placement is quite important, because if you have it too low, you either have the problem of people can shoot it very easily from below. I'll show off. Oh, I love using this tech chest piece, it's awesome. People can shoot it very easily from below if it's too low, and if it's too high it doesn't give you enough space on the bottom here. So we've got it placed in such a way, and obviously you can always play with the range of it, but we want to have it low enough so that we've got a little bit of space around the bottom here to throw a few tames down, that if we need to get them out quickly to defend we can do so, because we don't have much room for storage. But at the same time you don't want to cryo every single dino, because if you do that and you get raided, it can be really frustrating having to wait on a timer to throw things out. And then up here we've got the replicator. We did actually have this on the top before, but we decided to put it in here by doing a little bit of adjustment. And one of the reasons I decided to put it in here is because on the top here we've got this cloning chamber, which is super awesome. Oh, have I got a cryopod to put this dino in? Have a look. Oh, I don't have a saddle for them. I like to put saddles on them. So I've been using this to clone. Now, normally I don't really use cloning chambers on official, because they can be quite expensive on the element. But obviously element is so easy to get on this server that cloning has been awesome. So I've been working on getting ourselves a little bit of a army here of cloned rock golems, because this is the one that I managed to get the health boost on. 27k is actually quite high health for just a default golem on here. So yeah, we've been doing that. We've got a mixture of turrets. On this server, you're allowed to have 1,000 turrets in an area, which seems crazy actually. Imagine trying to do this base with just 100 turrets. But we've got a nice mixture. We've got some of these flame turrets, not too many. The reason I have these is I was told that these knock riders off of tames. And one of the most common forms of raiding on these servers is Quetzel Bombing. Getting a really high health Quetzel with cover on it, flying it into a base and then destroying some of the cover that then unveils some C4, and then boom, it blows, and it blows some of the turrets. So this is one of the defenses against that, having these flame turrets strategically placed around. I'm also told that the sniper turrets also do that, but I haven't actually played with the sniper turrets yet, so I might end up making some of those. And you can see we've got tech turrets and quite a lot of heavy turrets. Quite an interesting decision between the tech turrets and the heavy turrets. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe leave me some feedback in the comment section down below. But there was a stage where I thought heavy turrets were the best, and then I'm thinking tech turrets are the best. And now, obviously, I always have done a mix, but I'm really not sure on the ratios. Now, the tech turrets are good because they do loads of damage to things that don't often take a lot of damage from heavy turrets, like rock golems and anything like that. They also shoot quite slowly, which is good because they take a long time to drain, but it's also quite bad because when people do the Quetzel bombing, they kill a bit slower than the heavy turrets with. When people come to do the Quetzel bomb, I find that they really dislike the heavy turrets because the heavy turrets shoot quicker, and when you're getting shot by them en masse, it really isn't fun. So I'm not sure. At the moment, I kind of feel like a 50-50 mix is about right, although maybe slightly heavier in the tech turret scenario. But then again, all of this is completely subjective to your situation. In the situation I'm in at the moment, you can see we have a lot of tech, and I might even start going back to a few more random turrets. We've also got some of these cliff platforms around the outside. My buddy Drix was actually making a lot of these, so he did a good job here. Now, these are good in terms of they put people off from just as easily raiding your base, but at the same time, these do tend to be a lot easier to Quetzel bomb. And I hate to keep going on about the words Quetzel bomb because it's not relevant on every server, but on this server where you can get your Quetzels easily over to 200,000 health and you can easily get 180 armor saddles, it is almost one of the main ways that people raid these big bases like this. So outside of building somewhere where a Quetzel can't get to you, it's something you have to be wary of, and it's normally the main strat. If you, unless you have like hardly any turrets and hardly any bullets, it is the main strat people go for, though I still like to try and soak, as we're going to try and do in a little bit. But yeah, these are doing quite good. The only problem is that we didn't manage to fill this side. These ones actually got blown when we got raided, and we haven't done this side. So I guess there's an argument to be made that if you're going to leave one side, you might as well have not done them at all. But we do have some spaces for turrets. I think we can still fit another 20. Let's have a little look here. Yeah, I could fit another 20, which I guess is enough to just make it slightly annoying over there. And I think we could take off some of these tech turrets. I do have a ridiculous amount of those. Here you can see we've got our clone. It comes out fully leveled. It's absolutely awesome, like full health. It only takes 15 minutes. Now, if you want to buy a rock golem on these servers, it costs you 5,000 of the points. And the points, you can buy with the money, but most people obviously just earn them as they go along. But if you do it this way, where you actually clone them using shards, it ends up costing 250 points instead of 5,000 for a rock golem, so well worth doing. It is a bit dodgy having the cloning chamber there. I guess it blocks line of sight a little bit, but this has allowed me to make a nice little army of rock golems. What I've been doing is I've been putting them in their own little folder of golems that are ready to go, fully healthed and all saddled up. And a little bit later today, actually, I might go and raid someone to try and get those. Might be in another video because this one is kind of a base video. So most of our dinos are obviously inside the cryopods. I always like to have some tech tappies out, because if someone just randomly approaches, one of the best things to do is get the tech tappy. Very easy to attack people with and very damaging. We have one of these, obviously. I almost always put this on passive healing, so if I level anything around the base or we go raiding and come back, this will just instantly level. And of course, you've got to have some parasaurs around to detect enemies. But yeah, a lot of our stuff is in cryo, but not everything, because like I said previously, you don't want everything in cryo. So This is a base that me and Drix have been working on. I've actually got someone else in my tribe as well who's been working on a separate base. This location over here is where I had my original 4x4 base, so it got raided. I still can't believe it got raided because I left the door open, so it's a shame, but oh well, that was that. We were going to have like a 3-way base going on, but because the rates are so high on this server, you can actually like build these bases solo. So this is my buddy Druggy, his name is, or Gwen, he likes to call himself. He's sometimes in the game. He's got some nice turret towers here. Obviously he's doing something similar. Just checking an eye on that Argent over there. That's fine, that's wild. Yeah, so he's got a nice base going on here. Let's just go inside and I'll show you it's a little bit different. So this is like the hatching area for us. He's got a lot of these mutators, and I think I would have already made the video showing you how to use these, but yeah, this is the hatching area. So as you can see, pretty similar design. Oh, he's actually online. Interesting. Pretty similar design here, and he's been breeding stuff. So you can see we've got some tappy lines going on here. Definitely need to get these saddled up and whatever. He's got the Daedon with the witch hat on. Very nice. And then up the top we've got griffins. Managed to get some new colours. Oh, that pink is new. This is definitely a new colour. Oh damn, look at these, 1000 melee. That's what you want on your griffins. You tend to find flying around on here, if you don't have super high damage griffins, you'll just get absolutely smashed. And these are doing really well. We managed to get like over 500 melee damage by default, and he's been breeding them, so they're coming out super nice. And then on the top here we've got Quetzel's breeding, because obviously Quetzel bombing a big strat on these servers, so something to think about if you're going to play these kinds of servers. And in the next few videos we'll be doing some videos trying out Quetzel bombing and stuff, so you'll get to see us try and do it, see how effective it is and all that good stuff. But that's it for the base tour, guys. I guess I could show you some of the loot we've got. Yeah, let me show you some of the loot we've got, because I'm not going to be uploading this until after it's wiped anyway, so it's not going to matter anyway. So the key on these servers, really, when it comes to gear, like flak, weapons and all of that, ideally you want to get a blueprint, and you can buy blueprints on here for anywhere from 500 points to 2000 points. And really that's going to give you the best stuff, because if you look in your character here, you can see 1 point in crafting skill gives you 200,000. So anything you make is going to be max. Like these golem saddles, as you can see here, I made these, and they've got, even with 375% bonus instead of the 7,000, they still went up to max armor, which goes to show you. And we've got a similar situation going on here with this long neck. So over time you gradually buy yourself the blueprints you want. And it's interesting really, because it tends to make some of the things you get that look really good not that good. So here you can see we've got a load of like between 600 and high 200s. Actually we've got a 197 damage compound bows there, which sound good, but then I bought a blueprint which ended up being journeyman, and you can see here we just made loads of 755 damage ones, which is basically the level cap for damage on here. Same deal with the sniper rifles, you know, these ascendant ones, they all look good, but then we bought a blueprint and we end up getting the 755 damage ones, and they're like over 1000 Jura. And we've done the same with the flak here. It seems like 2086 Jura is the max that you can get. Ended up buying a blueprint for all of the flaks, and then obviously every single piece of flak we have is max Jura, which does make raiding, I guess, a little bit less exciting for the gear that you get, but still, when you get element, when you get C4, when you get explosives, it's still kind of fun. And really these servers are just for the fun of raiding, not really about gear. They're just for experience and making you a better player overall. I think we've got a shotgun blueprint as well, but I haven't really used that. And then we've got rocket launchers, ammo. I love the tech chest pieces, because some of the ones you get on here have like 2000 Jura. Obviously I use them all the time now. If you look at my character, I'm using tech boots. I carry element with me because it's just so nice to have no fall damage ever and be able to just fly around. If someone picks you off your bird, it doesn't matter, you just float right there and get straight back on it, and it's so cheap. So yeah, we've got our blueprints here. You get loads of saddle blueprints. So I'll take that element out. Saddle blueprints are super common on here, and some of these weapons blueprints we actually found, but yeah, there you can see the journeyman ones are the ones that you buy, and for the most part when you buy a blueprint it normally comes out journeyman. Oh, it's not coming up when I type journeyman in. Interesting. Yeah, but you do get a lot of blueprints here, and this isn't the most organized base you ever see, but it is something. So yeah, I guess that's it kind of for the base tour of my unofficial, this I guess is the second season playing here on the center. First season was on the Extinction obviously, and we'll be mixing up for all of these. And I think next time I'm going to try and do a completely different base design, maybe in a cave or something, or a different area, just so I can't do this kind of square box. I mean, I have to, if I have to, and that's the best base position, I will, but it would be good to mix up. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this base in the comment section down below. Any improvements that I could make, anything that you learned here that gave you food for thought for your bases and that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna go and do some raiding now for some more videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time.